Hi guys, guess what? We're going to talk a lengthy talk about Pluto and its last re-entry into Capricorn. And what does that mean to society, the world, and what does it mean to you? So we're going to break this down and there's a lot to go over. We're going to go over what does Pluto represent? We're also going to go over what does Capricorn represent. And then the next thing we're going to go over is where is that in your chart and where you may be feeling it. Okay? So, first thing, Pluto. Pluto is an interesting energy of change, all right? It's unlike the energy of Uranus, which is change, because Pluto is a slow change, maybe a change you don't want, or Uranus is a quick change like a lightning bolt. So, and Uranus also could be an inspiration, which causes you to change. Like you get this great idea, or you get this download, and you're ready to change. Now, Pluto, on the other hand, is a let's get down and dirty. Let's get underneath the surface. It has psychological tones and it is slow. So it could be things that have been going on for a long time, okay? But you didn't see it, you didn't understand it. And it is for transformation. So something ends and the door closes, yet it opens many more doors. So something has to end through a loss, through a death. All kinds of not so pleasant things could cause a transformation, but it's for the higher good and it's for you to let go. So that may not be the most pleasant thing. That's why Pluto gets a bad rap. But remember, Pluto represents the phoenix rising from the ashes. Ashes is after something is completely destroyed and burned. But then from that, you get the phoenix. That is always takes you to the higher level. So Pluto, even though it could take something away that you don't need, but you think you might need it, and then it takes you to a higher level. Like you become a new person. The old Ev or the old whoever you are dies, is gone, but a new one is born. So with this lesson, sometimes you have to just, let's say you lose a home, you lose a job, you lose a spouse. That could be part of the Pluto. Now, when we do forecasts, do I predict that you're going to lose a spouse? You're going to lose a job? No. I just tell you that there's a chance of a transformation because don't forget, there's free will. So the free will in your chart is, you can control it to a certain point. How you react to what you cannot control is another aspect that you have to be considering all the time. So Pluto is a very slow moving transformational planet and it has psychological tones. It goes into the depths of the underworld. It represents sex, it represents death, it represents the occult, it represents metaphysics, and it represents shared resources. Okay? It's all eighth house elements. So collectively, the whole world is experiencing Pluto. Lee has left Aquarius, which was all electronics. Look at the world, how it's changed in that short time since March 23rd, 2023. And if you're into numerology the way I am, I think it's very potent that Pluto goes into Aquarius for the first time on that particular date. But our world technologically has expanded. I just recently traveled, and it really, this high tech energy has really changed the way we travel, but it makes things much easier. But if you hate electronics and you're really resistant to it, then you're going to have a hard time. But really, with facial recognition, global entry, pre TSA checks, and all that is fascinating. How you just could move through. I mean, we're talking about millions and millions of people transporting, and transportation all across the globe. And yes, we expect our luggage to go with us, but we have these little devices, the Apple Pods, that, or whatever they're called, that we put in our suitcase, so we know where our suitcases are at all times. And you could have Wi-Fi when you're in the airplane now, and you could watch all these movies. This is all high tech. But now we're in, for the last time in 248 years, the last stages of Capricorn, Pluto Capricorn, in the critical degree, 29 degrees, which is very powerful. It's magnified. So let's talk about Capricorn. What does Capricorn represent? It represents big business, corporations, the big industries that have been controlling us, the financial industries, banking, personal finance, bonds and stocks, also the medical industry, the schools, all that stuff that dictates how we do things, okay? So medicine has changed a lot, and they've been controlling us, and pharmaceuticals have been controlling us, that you have to do this and you have to do that. So all those industries, even our food industry, has been controlled, okay? Yeah, it started out because it was a good intention, let's feed the masses, but then the quality of our food suffers, all right? Transportation has changed. Everything's changing, where it's big corporations are ruling everyone, government, all right? So that's all changing. How is it going to change? We don't really know. We can predict by looking at what happened in the past. When Pluto was in Capricorn, there were revolutions and things like that as it leaves Capricorn and goes into Aquarius. So you need to be mindful, and you need to stay calm, connect with Earth, and see what is in your control, and be mindful of what isn't in your control so you could get through this, okay? But this time is a little different than the last time in history because the planets are aligned differently than they were in the past. So, for example, I'm going to take a look at this. And one second, I'm going to look at my screen here. So that way, yeah. So right now, Pluto is opposite or squaring. Let's say it's opposite the moon today, but the big picture is it is forming a relationship with Neptune, which gives it a confusion or in the fog element. And also it is trine Taurus, which we're going to have unexpected changes with our resources. You see? So stay calm. And that is my take on Pluto, Aquarius. Things will get better. Pluto, Capricorn, goodbye forever. And let me know in the comments what you feel and what you think. All my love, the best to you.